Welcome to the Fantasy Thinker. I'm Jared Quartermage. Today we will be recording Reading the Prose number 4. And we will be reading from The Way of Edan by Philip Chase. So, I'm about halfway through this book right now, enjoying it immensely. And it's a lot of fun, I got to tell you. So, the dialogue is what I'm going to read today, and I want to read this dialogue and just kind of show how it reveals some character. And what I'm reading is a section between a high priest and a king, and kind of showing their relationship. There's not going to be too many spoilers here at all, so don't worry about that. You are not going to have context for spoilers with this dialogue right now. And even if you do, it's not going to make a too big of a difference in your enjoyment of the book. So just a little forewarning. In my copy, it's on page 220 that I'm reading from. So let's get right to it. Hopefully, it's right up here. Only a hint of Bledla's anger escaped in a slight widening of his eyes, and his voice lowered even more. The way is the path of Edan, the only salvation, and anyone who thinks to use it for his own ends will discover, whether early or late, he is Edan's pawn. Erkenwald stared at his chief advisor. On this matter, as you're well aware, old teacher, we disagree. My father lived in fear of your religion, cringing within the petty limits it imposed, and clawing at any wretched hope for salvation. I don't fear to take what I desire, and no god, whether Edan or any other, will stop me. The king spoke softly, but he made the threat beneath his pleasant demeanor unmistakable. Bledla swallowed and stared ahead. Yes, your majesty, we have an understanding. If my words failed to please, I spoke with your welfare in mind. I'll determine my welfare. That's the end of the matter. Fun dialogue to read, especially, So, what does this reveal about these characters here? Obviously, they are two type A characters who are kind of button heads there. They are obviously, he's an advisor, he's a chief advisor. He's a priest, Bledla, who's preaching the way of Edan, and he's trying to use that. You can tell by his dialogue right in the first paragraph that he's trying to use that to influence his king, um, and that's quite evident right in that line. So that anybody who thinks to use the Way of Edan for their own ends, which is he's not saying that. He wouldn't say that unless he thought that the king was trying to do that, right? Um, so he's warning this king, you're gonna be the pawn of Edan because you're trying to use it for your own ends, So he's quite, there's a slight bit of anger that escapes because of something that went on before that I won't reveal, but um, he's trying to warn the king here, and he's trying to use all of his influence to, um, make the king compliant to the way of Edan. Uh, and the king would have none of it. Um, so he gives a little speech there, a little fun dialogue that on the surface you would think is just some kind of like villainy type villain stuff, right? Shut up. I'm going to do what I want, Uh, but he also explains his position. Obviously, he has a history with Bledla. It's revealed in here. Old teacher, we disagree. And so, and he also has some sort of resentment with the way his father looked at this religion, this way of Edan. Um, and he thinks that his father should have done more just by that dialogue there, you know? And so he's definitely more ambitious than what he thought his father was. And he has no compunction about letting his advisor know this. And so he definitely pushes back, and he pushes back hard. And that's, a little bit revealing about his character and what his past reveal here might have done to form his decisions. Um, and the priest, he recognizes this. This guy's been around, so he's not dumb, and he recognizes this. He backs off a little bit, and he gives the platitudes that you give to the guy in charge. Um, and of course, the guy in charge has got to have the last word. So that's another revealing trait about the king here. He's on top. He knows it. He doesn't want anybody to get in his way, and he's always got to have the last word. That's the end of the matter. So that's just a little bit of character revealing stuff placed within the dialogue that when you first read it, you may just say, "Oh, these guys, this guy's a bad guy," and he is, but shh. But at least so far. But there's a lot more going on in the character revelations here than just a cookie cutter bad guy. And there's more going on with Bledlow as well. As you can see, just in this little bit of dialogue between those two, there's a history there. You can see it in this dialogue, and you can see that um, you can sense, because this is all I've read up to. I haven't read further than this, so I can sense definitely that these two guys are gonna butt heads in the future. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Unless something really wacky happens that I haven't been privy to yet. But that is my prediction. All right, so that was pretty cool. Thank you for watching this short episode of reading the prose. And if you like this, please like and subscribe below, and be good to each other. Thank you.